Welcome to WYCD Wicked. That stands for What You Can Do. Good to see y'all. My God, I have missed this. Look, obviously, I am traveling at the moment. There's no way to set this up to reflect the normal void. As you will hear throughout the stream, I'm dog sitting quite a lot of dogs, and they are going to make an appearance. So enjoy the guest commentary from random Lithuanians and hounds. And y'all know why we're here. We brought Leader McCarthy into this world, and we're gonna see him out. It's that time. It's that time. Let's jump right to it. I spent the last 7 minutes walking on eggshells, not able to hear this thing. I want to hear this motherfucker get torn up. So I'm going to say hi to y'all in a moment, but let me make sure the stream's up first.
Do your 12 budget bills, and you rely ultimately on a CR, and I'll get to the calendar in a second. What happens is you cannot leverage this administration to actually enforce the border laws that you need to have enforced. This is a lawless Biden regime. They will not enforce border laws.
What?
And we can pass them till we're blue in the face. But until you leverage.
So that's some nonsense. Let's say, while they are doing that nonsense, let me say hello to y'all. Because, I've missed being live. I've truly enjoyed being able to work on pixel progressives. But first things first here. Wicked Foxy Dragon, good to see you. Looney Tunes, hello. Oh man, I've been hanging out with a lot of y'all on other people's streams, and it's been a blast. I loved the letter hack recently. The Anti-Corporatist, hi there. B-Cat and K, Sonia B. Well, hey, the notification worked. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, B-Cat and K. Good to see you, Looney Tunes, Foxy, the Anti-Corporatist, everybody who's here. Delighted to have you. Obviously, we're not doing a big What You Can Do today. We're simply watching just desserts being served with audio.
2 minutes to my very good friend from Arkansas, Mr. Westerman.
Gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Westerman, is recognized for 2 minutes.
Come on, Arkansas. Don't let me down.
S-E-L-A-H, Selah. This unique word scattered throughout the Psalms signals to the reader to pause, reflect, consider, and maybe take a deep breath before moving on. Psalmists use Selah to emphasize the significance of a statement. For example, King David wrote, "Blessed be the Lord who daily bears our burden, the God who is our salvation, Selah." That is a profound statement with huge implications. It deserves more than a cursory consideration. Within the next hour, this House will vote yea or nay to vacate the Speaker's chair, a profound action with huge implications. This was last tried in 1910. Joseph Cannon won the vote. 113 years later, my office is in the Cannon Office Building, and Uncle Joe Cannon's statue sits just outside this chamber. No living human has taken the vote we're about to take. It deserves that we pause, we reflect, that we consider deeply the ramification of our actions. To my fellow Republicans who would consider voting yes to removing our Republican Speaker, please pause and ask yourself 2 questions. Will your yes vote make America stronger? Will your yes vote strengthen conservative policies?
First
if you
one,
believe yes is the right vote,
it doesn't matter.
Please stand before this body and the American people and articulate your plan. Not your grievances or your wishes, your plan. Convince the mass majority of the Republican conference that strongly disagrees with you to follow you. If you cannot do that, which you have failed to do so far, then voting yes is at the least a disruptive overreaction.
Turning him down for a moment, one thing I frequently like to point out is that Republicans know how to take on Republicans. They know all the tender spots to stick and twist, and this is going to be just an absolute slam fest of things like that. Keep getting them. Go on.
Fish about wanting a Speaker of the House who tells the truth.
Real quick, we know he hates McCarthy. He lies about everything, and there's no point in listening to him because whatever. Oh, wait.
Good friend from Kentucky and fellow member of the Rules Committee, Mr. Massey.
The gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey, is recognized for 2 minutes.
Anyway, I just want to
Mr.
remind
Speaker,
you
as
that,
the only
Gates is a
still
sexual
serving
predator
co-author and
criminal.
co-sponsor of the motion to vacate Speaker Boehner, I can tell you this motion to vacate is a terrible idea. As the only member who's serving here who took every chance to vote against Speaker Boehner and to vote against Speaker Ryan, I can tell you that this chamber has been run better, more conservatively, and more transparently under Mr. McCarthy than any other speaker that I have served under. As a member of the Rules Committee, one of three conservatives who were placed there out of trust, the Speaker gave us a blocking position by putting 3 of us on there to keep an eye on the Rules Committee to make sure the process was fair and even. I can tell you it's been fair and even. None of us are voting against the Speaker today. Regular order is at odds with predetermined outcomes. Yet the Speaker is being accused of not holding to regular order and predetermined outcomes at the same time. It is not possible. You cannot be for both at the same time. I was a party to the January agreement, and I can tell you that there were promises in there, but there was never a promise for an outcome. There was never a promise that you could force Joe Biden to sign something. There was only the promise that we would try, and try we have. We have tried in the Rules Committee.
It's something
we have
else.
tried on the floor.
Listening to them try to suddenly pretend like they live in a world of logic and facts. Because they're talking to other Republicans. They're saying, like, what are you talking about? We didn't promise an outcome. We promised we'd try. That is like a normal thing you'd say to normal people who give a damn about what reality is. That's not something you say to Republicans. That's not something you say to Republican politicians who are freaks, who are the worst filth America has managed to summon in our entire existence. Republican politicians are, of course, they're dishonest. They're a bunch of criminals. They don't give a damn about any of this. So I don't know who, my point is, I just don't know who he's performing for. It's not the politicians. Does he think their voters give a damn about reality? We did a WWE parody debate recently. But I'll tell you, they do a WWE parody as their jobs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to my very good friend from California, Mr. McClintock.
Gentleman from California, Mr. McClintock, is recognized for 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, if there was ever a time for sobriety, wisdom, and caution in this House, it is right now. If this motion carries, the House will be paralyzed. We can expect week after week of fruitless ballots while no other business can be conducted. The Democrats will revel in Republican dysfunction, and the public will rightly be repulsed. It'll end when the Democrats are able to enlist a rump caucus of Republicans to join a coalition.
Just want to remind everybody, the House is controlled by the Republicans. The Senate, the Democrats. So they won't actually be able to pass legislation. So the kind of thing he's talking about getting interrupted is the nonsense they do to harass the Biden family. Not in related to politics, just anybody who has committed the crime of being related to somebody that beat them in an election.
Whose significance is only realized by the events that they unleash. This is one of those times. We are at the precipice. There are only minutes left to come to our senses and realize the grave danger our country is in at this moment. Dear God, grant us the wisdom to see it and to save our country from it.
I am loving this. Let's see who's talking.
Gentleman
next.
from Florida.
Mr. Speaker, there is nothing sober, wise, or cautious about the path we are on.
All right, I don't give a damn about Matt Gaetz. I just want to remind you guys that he is a criminal. He transported a child across state lines and paid her for sex. So I'm going to read your comments real quick. The letter hack, good to see you. Jake looks like an actual animator today. Go fuck yourself. Jenny Jupiter, who is supposed to replace McCarthy? Do they have a plan? Jenny Jupiter, I can answer that question without doing any research, and here's how. They are Republicans. They don't have a plan. Wicked Foxy Dragon, laughing at the letter hack there. B Cat and K. Also, okay, we're getting a lot of, okay. You can all go yourselves. Anti-corporatist, been too long, and B-Cat and K. AC, that would be a glorious sight to behold. I don't follow, but I missed it. Looney Tunes 9000, keep religion out of politics. Yeah, I agree with that on 2 counts. Number 1, it makes politics irrational, which it's not a jab against religion. It must be. It deals with things that are beyond the rational world. And also, it cheapens religion by trying to make it shoved into a secular world. It's a bad idea all around. All right, let's hear what this silver marker has to say. I don't have anything for him.
The
It's a
best
great
part about
suit.
it is that my story, the story of the community that I'm so proud to represent, is a story of many in this body, is that we are not the exception in America. We are the rule. That's the America that Kevin McCarthy has fought for his entire career. Kevin McCarthy is a champion for the American dream, and he's proved it as our speaker. Thomas Jefferson once said, "I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the guise."
All right, so we know it's nonsense. He's for McCarthy. That's all he has to say. He kissed all the right asses. How dare you? How dare you? After he kissed the ass of his the previous guy that held his seat. Oh, let's hear what a rapist has to say.
4 minutes remaining.
I reserve.
Gentleman reserves his time. Gentleman from
He knows
Oklahoma,
we're
Mr.
watching.
Cole.
He's scared of us.
Much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 1.5 minutes to my very good friend from Iowa, the gentlelady, Ms.
I want to stress that I don't have anything against older folks being in politics. Oh, here we go.
McCarthy. Let's be very clear here. We would not have a House Republican majority without the relentless efforts of this man, our Speaker.
Nonsense. They have a House Republican majority due to the relentless efforts of Fox News.
Illegal immigrants a day surging across our border. Under Speaker McCarthy, Republicans have passed legislation to secure our border. Joe Biden has done everything to squash American energy, selling our oil reserves to China. Under Speaker McCarthy,
I noticed that every time, and we get it, she's for McCarthy, she's making that argument. I notice that every time Republicans talk about how Democrats are, quote unquote, bad on energy, they talk about how they are, doing something to restrict oil in some way. Let's just remind everybody, energy is just how we get electricity into things as of now. That's all it is. Even the little explosions that run your car, that's really just a holdover from back in the day because you're still charging a battery with those in your car. It's about, in fact, your cars are about, aside from maybe gas stoves and maybe some heaters, they're about the only things that directly burn fossil fuels for anything other than electrons. So they keep forgetting, and I'm talking over her because we get what she's going to say already. I'm saying they're forgetting, but it's intentional, obviously. They keep ignoring the mass amount of energy generation that we are choosing not to do. Every field that has nothing of use in it that could have a wind turbine or whatever the hell, or a solar panel, yada yada. We don't take advantage of that because punks like that rapist up there are bought off by fossil fuels. And GD heroes like the gal sitting behind him, wondering when she's going to get to put a garrote around his neck. Like the rest of us. Sorry, let me take that back. She's not wondering that. Nonetheless, Ilhan Omar and the gang are trying their damnedest to actually help out American energy. All right, let's hear what a known sexual predator has to say about this nonsense.
Resolution, then we pass another continuing resolution, and then it's either another continuing resolution or an omnibus bill or a series of mini-buses that lump these disparate things together. The American people want all of us to take votes on single subject matters. They don't want to see these things all mushed together and log-rolled. And it was concerning to me to hear of news of a secret deal on Ukraine funding that would have log-rolled more money with Ukraine with our southern border. Now, how offensive is that to our Customs and Border Patrol, to our ICE, to the people that are suffering as a consequence of our border, that some of my colleagues are only willing to stand up and fight for our border if they could send billions to Ukraine to fund their border too? Well,
Just want to remind everybody that in exchange for Ukraine giving up its nuclear weapons, we promised to help them with specifically that. And I'll tell you, if I get a chance to get that piece of shoestring around that turkey gizzard, can't promise I won't.
When we go back to January, as many people have, we knew that it was going to be a narrow majority. We also knew that it wasn't going to be easy. How many of us came here because we thought this job was going to be easy? How many of us thought the task ahead of us to address the problems of this country was going to be easy? One thing we did know is that if we were going to finally start confronting problems that had been ignored for years and years and years, we had to change the way that this place worked.
I want to read some comments.
And one thing Speaker McCarthy embraced from day one is to start making those kind of changes to this institution, opening up the process, allowing members to be more engaged, having amendments come to the floor, single subject bills, doing appropriations bills. Yes, making that happen.
All right, reading some comments here. Let's see if I'll be able to.
And we are now seeing the fruits of it. Just last week, we had 4 different bills on this House floor.
Jenny Jupiter, giggity, sure. Looney Tunes 9000 with my favorite and the far more mature response than the immature one I had. Go to jail already, Gates. Yeah, that's the correct way to look at him. The guy's a criminal. Jail is the place for him. Pinkerbell, like when you are behind the pulpit, you know you're on camera. The disrespect is hilarious, especially because he deserves negative respect. Pinkerbell, you are correct, ma'am. Looney Tunes 9000. Oh, no, he's from my home state of Louisiana. Oh, this guy? Uh-oh. Oh, PNC Bio, good to see ya. I saw in all of you. MTG for speaker. I mean, surely there's a punchline to this joke. That in and of itself is the punchline, my friend. Oh, my God, Looney Tunes 9000. Please mute Steve Scalise. I'm happy to do that. I should probably exit out of Steam as well. There we go. Fun fact, if you guys want to know, good to see you, Radical Centrist. Hello. If you guys want to know how I am attempting to animate that little wrestling stream we did, it is a program called Smash Studio, and it's only $15 on Steam. So if you can do pixel art, theoretically, you can create characters for a fighting game. I kind of do want to hear what he has to say. One second.
Past 0. And we're going to beat up each other and talk about our internal processes, and we need to get our internal processes working better. But you know what? So does that other body over there, and so does the White House. Everybody in this town needs to be engaged in addressing these problems. But if we don't start here, and if we don't focus these next 45 days, because that's what we've got in front of us. We've got 2 bills this week. We've got 2 more appropriations bills next week. And if we're going to be confronting those, we've got to stay focused on our mission. What the other side does, let's continue to put pressure on them. But we also
I just can't tell you how happy I am about all this. We knew from the jump. Like, when we were covering this live, I'm not sure if y'all were watching then, but when we were covering McCarthy being made Speaker live, the main takeaway was that he had given up all the power of the speakership in order to become Speaker. In other words, he had more or less eliminated the position by getting it. We're just seeing the fallout of that. This is the conversation that we saw the outline of a long time ago. I truly don't know what the next speaker, who they're going to be, but I'll tell you what they're going to do. The next speaker is going to get appointed by a group which agrees to vote for a bill which will take away the ability to remove the speaker that easily. What you and I should do is point out to the MAGA Republicans, funny enough, exactly what's happening as it's happening, and explain to them that this is what all Republicans do with gerrymandering. Once they get into power, they make it harder to take them out of power. Now, I don't think that McCarthy should have set up the rules the way that he did to begin with. But it's going to be a useful example for us to use, particularly when talking to those family members and friends who only sort of casually watch and understand politics, but nonetheless have very strong opinions. Quick reminder, Matt Gaetz is a rapist. He belongs in prison. And I encourage you to share this with people that will try to sue. We'll try to get Gaetz to sue me or other people over it. I cannot wait for him to make that mistake. He will make it with somebody if we keep repeating the true phrase, Matt Gaetz is a rapist. So, I just want to say this is an opportunity for us to point out to MAGA types what Republicans do. Because what will happen is an alliance of the stuffiest, most boring politicians will appoint a new speaker, and that speaker will follow it up by, this guy is definitely MAGA. 1 second.
This proceeding looks important. It feels consequential. But let's look at what else is happening across America.
MAGA.
Today, about 300 Americans will die from fentanyl poisoning. Today, about 11,000 people will illegally penetrate our borders. Today's debt is approaching $34 trillion. Today's mortgage rates just hit a 25-year
Question is he McCarthy MAGA 8%. Or not?
Our energy prices are again at back-breaking highs with gas approaching $8 a gallon in my district. Today, China and the CCP grow stronger with an intent to go to war by 2027.
So is this going to wind up with keep McCarthy or boot him? Whatever. My only point was predict this with those folks in your life ahead of time because it will have more power. They are going to secure the power of the speakership.
This Republican majority here today in the House is the only firewall against the damaging far-left policies of the Biden administration.
This Republican majority is the only thing stopping the healing in this country. Imagine if we had way cheaper energy because we have a large portion of it from solar power plants and wind turbines and what have you. Imagine if healthcare didn't bankrupt people. It's only because of this House and the absolute ruthless evil that we summon from the depths of our corrupted souls that we are allowed to do this. I promised recently a watcher of the show that I would go easy on the heaven and hell talk, and I just want you to know it's taken a conscious effort right now with that mother.
Self-inflicted drama of today jeopardizes our majority and by definition removes the last layer of defense protecting America from this Biden administration. Let's dispense with the drama, do our jobs, and move on with defending this beautiful country. I yield back.
I can't say for sure where he landed. So because of the cowardice, I'm going to assume old-fashioned
Solve
GOP.
problems too, but we have decade after decade of history showing us that you don't solve any problems with continuing resolutions and omnibus bills. That creates more problems, more debt, more inflation, more pain for American families. So the way to solve problems is to break the fever dream of governing.
Matt Gaetz is a rapist. So I just want to say this, folks, is what we could call a wedge issue. A lot of people will have very strong opinions on this. A lot won't care, true, but a lot of people will have strong opinions. Use it as a wedge issue. Make sure those people with strong opinions hold on to this as a grudge later. Make it a larger point about what this party is. Even if you can't convince them to vote for Democrats, try to convince them not to vote for Republicans because they will be voting for corruption. And that's a fact. That is true.
With the narrowest Republican majority in a generation, what did we achieve? We brought the president to the table when he stubbornly said for 100 days they would not negotiate on the debt ceiling.
I think this is the guy that got handsy with one of Gates' henchmen.
Sure enough, we did. The result? The most conservative spending package we've seen in generations, the largest spending cuts year over year that any Congress has passed. Conservative outcomes. So I understand your position on the left. I understand that. But my friends on the right, why? And then this past weekend, so I understand the frustration on the left at what happened on the continuing resolution. But why would we have conservatives object to that? Why will we have House members object to that? We rolled the Senate. We never roll the Senate as a House. Moreover, we never roll the Senate to get less spending, and we got it this weekend. So I understand why the left is mad. What I don't understand is why some Republicans think that that's a bad thing. The frustration for me today, I understand where the liberals are. I know you can support the constitutional order, except in a moment like this.
This is really good politicking. It doesn't surprise me that he's old school Republican and supporting McCarthy. This is good politics. He's filth, and he stands for nothing but the thieving of your productivity for him, for the benefit of himself and his friends. But do understand, it's good politics. He's saying, why are you helping the other side, the ominous other side?
Conservative ones. So I understand why the left is where you are today. You don't like an effective conservative majority.
And he's probably genuinely making some people sweat. Even if we don't like the guy, take note of the strategy so that we can use it later. You might use it in your own state, in your own town. If you wind up being on the city council, if you wind up being mayor, it's actually not an impossible job to get. It's not all that hard. You might end up using good politicking exactly like that. Quick update, just want to remind you guys, Matt Gaetz is a rapist. A child, R.I.P. whatever it is. He transported a child across state lines for prostitution.
My very good friend from my home state, gentlelady Ms. Bice.
Gentlelady from Oklahoma, Ms. Bice, is recognized for 1.5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Under his leadership and a very small 5-seat majority, House Republicans have achieved, contrary to popular belief, numerous victories. We passed the Parents' Bill of Rights, the Lower Energy Costs Act to lower the cost of gasoline and restore American energy independence, the Fiscal Responsibility Act, which was one of the largest enacted cuts with enforceable spending caps in American history, and H.R. 2, the most conservative southern border security bill in history. All of this while fully funding our military and our nation's veterans. Let me be abundantly clear. Attempting to remove Speaker McCarthy will put this House in a stalemate and paralyze our ability to fight for our constituents and instead create a fight amongst one another. We have 43 days to restore fiscal responsibility and advance conservative appropriations priorities, which is exactly what my colleagues have asked for. Instead, we are threatening any House proceedings. This is an unnecessary distraction. Working together under the leadership of Speaker McCarthy is of the utmost importance. I stand and strongly support Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House, and I encourage my Republican colleagues to do the same. Thank you, and I yield.
Mr. Cole continues to reserve his time. He has 7 minutes remaining. Mr. Gates controls 5 1/2 in this 1-hour debate. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
I'll reserve.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to my very good friend and our distinguished conference leader, Ms. Stefanik of New York.
The gentlelady from New York, Ms. Stefanik, is recognized for 2 minutes.
Anyone and everyone who knows Kevin McCarthy, whether they are friend or foe, knows that Kevin McCarthy is a happy warrior. He is tireless. He has that uniquely...
Okay. All right. At least Stefanik can burn in the hottest parts of Nevada. Let me jump to the comments. Anti-corporatist across international borders, if I recall correctly. The only thing that these clowns want to conserve is the money of the rich. That is completely correct. Tamara Chance, wedge issues can only give you a wedgie. Maybe, but let's give Republicans a wedgie. I think at a minimum they've earned that. What is going on with the white balance on this thing? Can it really not figure this out? Is it that harsh? Oh, well. Wicked Foxy Dragon. Hey, don't send her here. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Pinkerbell, is that Stefanik behind her? Yeah, it was. Good call. AC. There, I saw you got a congrats. Let me jump up. Oh, darn it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll try to, oh. I didn't have live chat on. That was the problem. Hold up. The anti-corporatist summing up really well, talking to Pinkerbell. McCarthy already lost the earlier vote. That was the motion to just table it. The Republican way. Delay. So Gates is beating the dead horse while others are trying to change minds and votes. Yeah, Gates is going to get his way today. And I'm actually happy about that. This is one of those rare times where my interests and presumably your interests align with a villainous person. Let's not forget, we should toss him in prison at the earliest available opportunity. McHenry is the McDonald's of Patrick Henry, says Tamara Chance. Oh, my God. FG says, a wedgie and a thorough swirly are in order. Yeah, I think that's the general idea. I'll tell you, I don't recommend you vote for me for any particular office, but if I do run, and if I do get into the same building as that motherfucker, I will absolutely give him a swirly. I think political violence is inherently wrong, and you should not support anybody who will engage in it. Which is why I warn you not to ever vote for me, because I'll give that punk a swirly. That much on my honor. As the Lord Jesus watches. That much I will do. All right, let's see who's pandering for McCarthy or against.
Mr. Speaker, we've been here for 8 months with one of the tightest majorities in modern history.
This is going to be good.
Yet look at the accomplishments of this majority, this conservative majority, with the majority of Republicans voting for the strongest border security in my lifetime, fighting against this.
All right, we'll just address that while he rambles on about other lies. Republicans are terrible at border security, or really any security at all. But they are terrible at border security because they keep targeting people who are not dangerous. Like, for example, a 19-year-old who is pregnant and trapped in razor wire that they set up in a river. That's who they target to keep the borders secure. That's who they're secure against. Now, the people who smuggle fentanyl into the country through legitimate checkpoints, no, they don't do anything about that. You see, the reason they don't do anything about that is because that doesn't involve giving an undertrained fool an assault rifle and telling him he can kill anyone who's brown that he comes across as he walks through the southern part of whatever foul state has permitted that behavior. I withdraw that. Foul state leadership has permitted that behavior. So that's why they're terrible at border security, as long as we're clear. But to sum up, this guy is for McCarthy, and he's flapping his gums and attempting to make it seem like McCarthy or any of them matter. They don't. They're all the same. They're all Republicans, really, when it comes down to it, are the same. They just have different people bribing them, and he's arguing for McCarthy because he is bribed by the same group of people. That's all. They focus more on big business because big business tends to agree with them, because when they harass brown people and minorities, they're a little bit more subtle with it. They're just subtle enough that they don't really make things harder for big business. Well, they do give them the same massive tax breaks. So he is bribed by the same group of people that McCarthy is. So he is on McCarthy's team.
Greatest savings in American history.
When he says savings, what he means is that the American government is less funded because billionaires were taxed less. These are the same billionaires that raised the price of everything after the pandemic. You know, when we were all hurting, they raised the price of everything. And he's bragging now and getting applause now for charging those monsters less to pay for things that you and I need. I've got to help a boxer lab use the John. Let's let this known rapist talk, and I'll be right back.
The border right now. We didn't use sufficient leverage in the debt limit or in any other thing to actually get results on the border. The border is a disaster, really something I don't think you're going to be campaigning on, that you fix the border. Second, you said you streamlined regulations. What the gentleman from Louisiana doesn't tell you is that all of the regulatory reform he was just bragging about is waivable by the stroke of a pen of someone in the Biden White House. Do you really think you've got anything for that? It's a total joke. And then finally, the welfare to work that the gentleman from Louisiana said we got. The welfare programs that they said that they streamlined with their welfare to work stuff, they're actually going to grow. Because while they did work requirements, they blew out those programs with expanded eligibility. I'm real glad you guys didn't put work requirements on Medicaid. It probably would have resulted in Medicaid expansion. And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and...
You know, this is actually a very useful instructional tool. Yeah. If you've ever wondered, how do we still have a government when we've had Republicans, in it for so long? This is how. What Gates is describing. All the things that can be undone with the stroke of a pen. Republicans, just like Democrats, rely on Republicans to get their bribes. Republicans rely on Democrats to keep the country functional. What they are collectively trying to do, good girl, Rosie, good girl. What they are collectively trying to do is essentially keep the U.S. government, collectively, I mean, this is the neoliberals, Republicans and Democrats, on a starvation diet. As little as possible, and still staying alive. And what the MAGA folks don't understand or really even care about is that if Republicans actually get the things that they are pushing for, the country will collapse. I mean, that simply. It can't fund itself. It can't, the national debt goes up every time Republicans are in office. The economy gets worse every time Republicans are in office. The best thing that can happen to Republicans in general is that Republican politicians lose their races. So what Gaetz is complaining about here is the quiet way things have worked, at least during my lifetime, which is that Republicans allow there to be quiet little provisions in bills that undo the most destructive elements of them. And Democrats allow them to take victory laps after they initially pass the bills, and thus we continue the slower downward spiral that we've been on instead of the direct crash that Republicans would have happen.
Stand for it. I won't stand for it. I will stand here with our speaker, with our leader, that the overwhelming majority of our Congress supports. And you need to look no further than where the opponents are sitting today in this chamber.
I'm not even sure he has the overwhelming support of his party.
So we're going to face these challenges together, and I say bring whatever comes next, because we believe in the job you have done, Mr. Speaker. We believe in your vision, and most importantly, we are proud to call Kevin McCarthy our friend and our Speaker of the House. And with that, I yield back.
Is his name really? It can't be. Richard Head? It just can't be. Now I have to look that up, because that seems like it could be real. There's a guy named Dick Armey out there. Who's to say? It seems like it can't be real, but we'll see. Oh, hey, quick reminder in case you're just joining us. Matt Gaetz is a known sexual predator and criminal, for that matter. He committed crimes and deserves to be in prison for it, for sex trafficking. And also, incidentally, Kevin McCarthy is about to lose his speakership, or at least we think. They're going to do a vote after this debate. I will attempt to be here for it, but y'all, we gonna watch it together. I have a feeling that this community collectively will get to see it happen, whether it be here on the Letterhacks channel, whatever. Hey, speaking of, while this known rapist is talking, let me just ask the audience something. What is a wrestling persona we could give the Letterhack? And Mr. Strackbine, if you're still there in the audience, let me know what your thoughts are. But for if he were to appear as a wrestler, let's say inspired by Ric Flair, what would be his name? The best I've got right now is Fancy Matt Strack.
New leadership. We have to rip off the Band-Aid. We have to get back on a better course. And Mr. Speaker, I don't know how this vote's going to go. Usually when a vote comes to this floor, it's pretty predetermined. And this one, I'm not so sure. But I am sure that we've made the right argument.
Pinkerbell, I called Matt Gaetz a dickhead. Okay, well, that's fair enough. There's Mars Falcon. There's a Dick Trickle in the NASCAR world. Yeah. There's a lot of weird names out there. Gulf Coast Grit. Hey, folks, good to see you, Gulf Coast Grit. Why not the anti-corporatist? Why not call him the letter hack? It's a great question. I want to be able to make a version of him that he can disavow if he ever wants to really join and do one of these debates with us. I want him to be able to say, that's not me. I know it really looks like me, but it's not me.
In high school. So let's get a budget. Let's get our act together. Let's get on with it. Let's vacate the chair, and let's get a better speaker. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back his time. All time for debate has expired. Without objection, the previous question is ordered on the resolution. The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye.
Here we go.
Those opposed, no. The noes have it. The resolution is, gentleman from Florida.
I'd request the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Pursuant to Clause 3 of Rule 20, the chair directs the clerk to conduct the vote by a call of the roll. The clerk will call the roll alphabetically by surname.
So while they are getting ready to do that, here's what surprises me. Why was this resolution not just tabled? If you weren't going to vote to get rid of the guy, why wouldn't you just table the thing, set it for 45 days from now, etc., etc.? I don't know, but oh boy, is it going to be amusing to watch the power dynamics shift. Either we're going to get rid of McCarthy, and God, I hope we do. I do, if only because I personally don't like the man. But if you're going to get rid of McCarthy, I don't know. Or if you're going to preserve him, why would you take the political heat for it?
Nay.
Let's see.
Allen. No. Nay. All red. Yay.
Pinkerbell, because they want to embarrass him. Yeah, exactly. The point I was making earlier, the political dynamics are going to change. This I don't know if you guys are familiar with the phrase nuclear taboo, but that is sort of what's going on here. Because this hasn't been used before, it's been very scary, and now McCarthy is going to see exactly how scared he has to be of it. Also, every time this gets used and nothing happens, everybody in that room is just going to be annoyed with the MAGA folks. Why? Because imagine you are at work and one of your coworkers creates more work for you to do that doesn't actually change anything. You will get annoyed eventually. That is what's happening to a room full of people who are on top of every other piece of pampered reality that they have, wealthy. They are wealthier than you and I by millions on average. They don't like having their time wasted. They see it as cutting into They see it as cutting into either their opportunity to spend their wealth or acquire more wealth. So they don't want to work. In other words, nobody does, but I just like making fun of them for that. Because they like dunking on everybody else. My point is the politics around this are going to change today, one way or another. Either there's more heat on MAGA, in which case, good. Or there's more heat on old school Republicans, like McCarthy, in which case, good. Either way, progressives win.
Fire. Yay. Bice. Nay. Biggs. Yay. Bilirakis. No. Nay.
Sounds like a Street Fighter name.
Bishop
cool.
of Georgia.
Yes.
Yay.
Now entering Bilirakis.
Bishop of North Carolina. Yay. Nay.
Ooh. Wicked
Blumenauer.
Foxy Dragon. Locker
Yay.
is a synonym for letter hack.
Blunt Rochester. Yay. Boebert. Nay.
Fan, who is a prolific writer of letters to periodicals.
Bonamici.
That's it. That's
Yay.
what we're going to use. The letter hack. Step
Bost.
away for 2 minutes and people are trying to swipe my name.
Nay. Bowman.
Letter hack. We are looking at like a pseudonym wrestling persona for you, so I can draw you into this thing, but you can have plausible deniability if you're not happy with the outcome. I think Wicked Foxy Dragon found it with Locker. I mean, it's kind of perfect. But let me know. I mean, you get the final arbitration on this, final decision, I guess. Let me know what you would like your Ric Flair-inspired persona to be in this first and most roughest draft of the thing I'm animating while I am on dog duty.
Baczynski. Yay. Burchett.
Kind of close.
Yay. Burgess. Nay.
Here's the thing. As people, like, this stuff used to happen, and there, like, across the nation, there would be, like, maybe 100 people watching. Now, there's multiple channels all over the place streaming this live. As this goes on, I expect the broadcast quality to keep improving. Like, I could see everybody who's interested in politics getting together and lobbying the government to, like, have people in there with cameras providing a feed, providing a basic overlay, like a count of who's saying what, and so on and so forth. But I'm just saying, the cultural shift is a good thing.
Nay.
Side note, when I talk to my Jack Russell Terrier, I say aye and nay. And when I have this playing on the speakers, he gets very confused.
Yay. Carter of Texas. Carter of Texas. Cartwright.
That's got to be
Yay.
embarrassing.
Kassar. Yay. Case. Yay. Caston. Yay.
Radical
Castor
centrist
of Florida.
is the nay. Well, let me turn that down.
Yay.
Is the nay for not ousting McCarthy? Yeah, exactly. Mars Falcon says it. Yay is to remove McCarthy. Nay is to keep his useless as. That's completely correct. Yeah. The anti-corporatist, yeah, Jake, it'll be close one way or another, like just a couple of votes. I mean, I'm shocked. And delighted. Either way, it's going to be... It can be nothing but good for progressives and sane people who want to show the world what Republicans are, because it's like when McCarthy got appointed in the first place. It's chaos. Again, what was it before? 15 votes, 16? Well, here's 17. Do I hear 18? Radical centrists. I mean, in this context, yeah, exactly. They answered. Radical centrists, but the yay is the Matt Gaetz position, right? Yes, correct. Radical centrists. The yay is the Matt Gaetz position, the known sexual predator. Gulf Coast Grit. I thought C-SPAN did overlays with tallying. Those motherfuckers might. I'm having a hell of a time finding their stream. I'm pretty sure this is the CNN stream jacked from C-SPAN, though. So all of us are just jacking this from the same source. Shea Dragon, the anti-corporatist. To be frank, most people are voting meh. Yeah, that's true. Wicked Foxy Dragon. I mean, the replacement isn't going to be any better than McCarthy. True. I mean, the real benefit here is the presentation of the chaos to all the folks involved. Mars Falcon, the question. The motion is remove Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. Exactly correct. Tinkerbell, is that billboard on Gates' forehead? Let me look up for the letter hack and see if we got any. Let me go back down there. Some people call me Hackster, but whatever people want. Noted. I'll tell you, with my own character, I'm going by Sir Rakefire, Mr. Saturday Night, the Fight Night with a K. There's nothing. We can be as goofy as we want and just be like samurai warlords, just collect names.
Nay.
Well, all right, lady. I'm just trying to have some fun here, but fair enough.
Yay.
Thank you.
Davis of North Carolina. Aye. Yay. Dean of Pennsylvania.
All right. Should we let her go for a while? All right.
DeGette. Yay. Dela Cruz. No. Nay. DeLauro. Yes. Yay. Del Bene. Yay. DeLuzio. Yes. Yay. DeSaulnier. Yes. Yay. Desjardins. No. Nay. D'Esposito. No. Nay. Diaz-Balart. No. Nay. Dingle. Yay. Doggett. Yay. Donalds. No. Nay. Duarte. No. Nay. Duncan. Nay. Dunn of Florida. No. Nay. Edwards. Nay. Elsie. No. Nay. Emmer. No. Nay. Escobar. Yay. Eshoo. Yay. Espaillat.
I tried to fix the graininess on the camera and made it just a little bit worse. It might just have to be. This stream will be like cheap vodka. Grainy, yes, but it'll get you there. We're gonna find out if McCarthy's in or out.
Nay. Finstra.
A lot of votes. All right. We'll find out in a moment.
No.
Sonia B. We're going to see a lot more of this lovely lady counting votes for a while, counting yays and nays for a while. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Bob Treesh wasn't sure. Fair enough. FG, 4 Republicans have already voted yay, according to Sam Cedar. The rest must be Dems. Yeah, you know what? I hate to compete with Sam Cedar, but given his significant audience size, I don't feel too bad about it. But I'm going to be selfish. I just want to talk about this myself. What were we? Oh yes, the FG, the 4 Republicans comment. Here's the thing. I'm real curious to see how this shakes out. Which Democrats, yada yada, vote for what. I'm not going to be able to keep track of it. Very well live, so I'm not really even going to try, because I think watching me fail to catch names is not that entertaining. But in the breakdown of this, and certainly during this live stream, we will see how many Democrats chose to support him and how many chose to kick him out. I'm curious to see what the, if you can even call it a caucus, what the Progressive Caucus does with this. Again, I want to stress, though, all the Democrats are going to make their best political calculation with this. And, can I risk it? Yes. They're all going to make their best calculation with this. It doesn't, more power to them. But it's like if you win the lottery, trying to say, well, should you cash it all in or take the scheduled payments? Good problems to have. Good problems to have. And I don't think anybody can truly say that they know with certainty what will be best overall for the country. The only thing I think that is definitely a known thing with this is that the vote itself is good for the country. The chaos that Republicans present when they demonstrate yet again that they cannot be trusted to run anything because they are dishonest and they're incompetent. That's what's best. That's what is good for the country. And I'm hearing significant panting, which means I will have to take a boxer lab to the lavatory. Be right back.
Yay.
Well, that's Benny B. Perhaps hiding a bone. Same issue, though.
Gooden of Texas. Gosar. Nay. Gottheimer. Yay. Granger. Nay. Graves of Louisiana.
Chiming in real quick. Mars Falcon with the very helpful score, 81-71.
Green of Tennessee.
Excuse me, 80-71. Looney Tunes updates that, 81-71.
Green of Texas.
So, in other words, quite close.
Yay. Green of Georgia. Nay.
Of course.
Griffith. Nay. Grijalva. Yay. Grothman. Nay. Guest. Nay. Guthrie. Nay.
It's not as
Hageman.
funny. It's not as funny as I found it, but I love the idea that one person there just like if you become a representative, you get a guest pass and you can let your guest vote on something for you. Like, go on, take a crack at it. What do you think? And we have guest. Yeah, let's kick him out. That would be fantastic.
Yay.
Oh, they agree.
Hearn. Nay. Higgins of Louisiana. Nay. Higgins of New York. Yay. Hill. Nay. Himes. Yay. Henson. Nay. Horsford. Yay. Houchin. Nay. Houlihan. Yay. Hoyer. Hoyer. Yay. Hoyle of Oregon. Yay. Hudson. Nay. Huffman. Yay. Huizinga. Nay. Hunt. Hunt.
Let me
Nay.
just apologize for the existence of Bill Huizinga in our lives. That guy is not only from my state, he's from an area where I was a radio station DJ. And I don't know. I guess I didn't quite communicate clearly enough to my massive audience of literally dozens. The need to not have liars in government. Oh well, I apologize. All I can do is take a crack at being more informative.
Yay. Jane.
All right. Oh wait,
Yay.
I missed. Get one more.
Jayapal. Yay.
Okay.
Jeffries.
So now we know how progressives are standing.
Yay.
Yeah.
Johnson of Georgia. Yay. Johnson of Louisiana. Nay.
All right, let's read some comments.
Johnson of Ohio.
Ohio, you let me down one too many times. Oh, we're at 97-95. You guys, Looney Tunes, Randy Cat, Mars Falcon, thank you. 99-95. Good God almighty. Oh, numbers, numbers, numbers. Yes, indeed. I do appreciate the updates, man. That's useful. Gulf Coast Grit with the nay. Oh. Let me jump up for a second. We Gulf Coast Grit. We just got over 100 degree weather down here. Yikes. Mars Falcon saying they have a chance to fix their vote to ensure no oopsies. True. And that was in response to the letter asking so they can vote, then down the line switch their vote. Yes. Well, and well put, AC. Shade Dragon, anti-corporatist, but we shouldn't make fun of her for her looks. That's true. That's beneath us. She can't help that she's reconfigured from Stone Age DNA. You mother Shade Dragon. Oh, I'm going to take another whack at that. But we shouldn't make fun of her for her looks, says Shade Dragon. That's beneath us. She can't help that she's reconfigured from Stone Age DNA several specimens of various archaic species. Yes, that's true. It's not her fault. Randy Cat, 103 to 104. All right, let's keep it going.
Custer. Yay. Kustoff. Nay. LaHood. Nay. LaLota.
Mm-hmm.
Nay. LaMalfa. Nay. Lamborn.
This might be.
Lamborn, nay.
This might be
Landsman.
the most I have ever enjoyed. Just watching
Yay.
the politics.
Langworthy.
Oh.
Nay. Larson of
McCarthy
Washington.
just keeping his lips above
Yay.
the waterline, just barely. Maybe
Larson
one
of
nostril
Connecticut.
above the waterline.
Yay. Latta. Nay. LaTurner. Nay. Lawler.
He's got his chin above the
Nay.
waterline now.
Lee of California. Yay. Lee of Florida. Nay. Lee of Nevada. Yay. Lee of Pennsylvania. Yay.
So as they're talking, just pay attention to some of these red states with disagreements. When we see red states which can't agree on this, what we have is an opportunity to either ensure that these people do a protest vote in a year or so, or they don't vote at all. And I suppose the word ensure, I suppose the word ensure is the wrong one there. But the idea nonetheless is that this is the kind of disagreement and the kind of fundamental structural disagreement that those politicians can be encouraged to keep growing. If, for example, I've seen a lot of you mentioning, like, oh, this scumbag or that is from my district. Good. Even the Heisinger thing. I mean, I let you down by letting him show up there. But now that he's there, here's an opportunity. What you can do is write in to these people and try to get them to do the kind of rhetoric that you think will alienate other Republican voters. And if they're a MAGA type, if they're a old-fashioned Republican, it doesn't matter. Try to get them to be weaker and to run against each other as much as the Democrats. If you can make, half their energy, or hell, 15% of their energy suddenly need to be dedicated to defending against their own side, imagine how much easier our lives will be in every aspect of everything we're trying to do. They will have less energy, less resources, less of people's attention to combat the kind of necessary, healthy policies that need to get passed or preserved than they do right now. So this is a massive opportunity. I would just say I encourage you to contact these folks after this vote. Maybe give it a day or so, or do it tonight if you're feeling squirrely. And encourage them to say or act, act in such a way as to increase the wedge between the other side of the party. Keep getting them against each other. In other words, don't say you are necessarily whatever MAGA or non-MAGA type of Republican there is, but imply it heavily. Just say tell the truth. You're from their district, and you believe that, and you'd like to see them doing X, Y, or Z. You don't need to mention that the reason you'd like to see them doing that is because you think it'll be the end of their political career. But maybe that is what you think.
Molinar. Nay. Mooney. Nay.
Pinkerbell putting it perfectly. So chaos for the other side. Yes. Yep. Do for the United States the work of undoing what the Russian Web Brigade did in 2016. We will do at some point a whole stream on who the Russian Web Brigade is. But essentially, they're just a bunch of internet trolls hired by Russia to, and by the way, this is not my opinion, this is known. But they are a bunch of internet trolls hired to encourage people to like Bernie Sanders and like Donald Trump, and then for those groups, more importantly, to dislike everybody else and to be very angry about the outcomes of whatever election happened. It's also rather commonly believed, and this is a guess, but it's a guess held by many, that Putin did not think Trump would actually get elected.
Napolitano.
Ranty
Yay.
Cat, 138, 143.
Neal.
Thank you, Ranty
Yay.
Cat.
Nagoose. Yay.
Ranty Cat, 142
Nels.
to 144.
Nay. Newhouse. No. Nay. Nickel. Yay.
Wait a minute. We have serious business to discuss here. Let's put this aside for a second. B-Cat and K, I have to agree with Foxy about Meatloaf the food. Hate it, hate it, hate it, and that's a sin in Tennessee. It's a sin on earth, B-Cat and K. Meatloaf is an entire loaf of meat. I don't even eat meat anymore. And I miss Meatloaf dearly. Looney Tunes, Jake of What You Can Do, hell yeah, at the letter hack? Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't quite follow. I'm not terribly bright. Let me look back up and see what the letter hack said. I don't see it. Oh no. Oh no. All right. No, I don't see it. I'm sorry, Looney Tunes. But yeah, we will absolutely do some Randy Savage inspired talk. Bob Trish, I bet McCarthy is in his office crying. Yes, he for sure is. And I hope there's if he survives this, I hope there's 3 more. And he just keeps, you know how they just kept doing that vote over and over until McCarthy was the speaker? I hope they just keep doing the vote over and over until everybody says, okay, McCarthy's not speaker. B-Cat and Kate incorrectly saying loaves are for bread, and I'll fight about it. Ooh, Ranty Cat, 151 to 151. And we'll go back to this meatloaf sin in a second, but I want to listen to this.
Yay.
Pulling
Perry.
ahead. Pulling ahead.
Nay. Peters. Yay.
Is that Gary Peters?
Pedersen. Yay. Fluger. Nay.
What is our score at?
Phillips.
You guys are amazing, by the way. 154
Yay.
to 154. My God.
Pingree.
157 to 154.
Yay.
Boom. Pull it ahead. Uh-oh.
Pocan.
McCarthy. Uh-oh.
Yay. Porter.
1 second.
Yay.
I'm going to look something up. 1 second.
Posey. Nay.
Nay.
Presley. Yay. Quigley. Yay. Ramirez. Yay. Raskin. Yay. Reschenthaler. Nay. Rogers of Washington. Nay. Rogers of Alabama. Nay. Rogers of Kentucky. Nay. Rose. Nay. Rosendale. Yay. Ross. Yay. Rouser. Nay. Roy.
Ooh. 164
Nay.
to 162.
Ruiz.
So,
Yay.
just to be clear,
Rupersberger.
McCarthy needs
Yay.
214 no
Rutherford.
votes to survive.
Nay.
I'm looking up how many yes votes they need to
Ryan.
get rid of him.
Yay. Salazar.
Randy
Nay.
Cat, you're amazing. Thank you.
Salinas. Yay.
160. Oh,
Sanchez.
Van
Yay.
Bryson.
Santos.
Oh, Pinkerbell. You just saw the thumbnail for the stream.
Nay.
Thank you.
Sarbanes.
170 to 166 looks
Yay.
like the most recent score. Looney Tunes, Ranty Cat.
Scalise.
Thank you. 172 to 166. Oh boy.
Scanlon. Yay. Schakowsky. Yay. Schiff. Yay. Snyder. Yay. Skolton. Yay. Schreier. Yay. Swikert. Nay. Austin Scott. Nay. David Scott. Yay.
I'm sorry. Oh God.
Scott of Virginia. Yay.
I just saw Trump
Self.
said he doesn't know why Republicans
Nay.
are always fighting.
Sessions.
Yeah. Imagine if some divisive person came in and
Nay.
made it so that you have to fight to survive
Sewell.
there. My God.
Yay. Sherman. Yay.
I'm going to turn it down
Cheryl.
and read some comments. We're getting
Yay.
close to the moment, folks.
Simpson.
What Ranty Cat's update, 180
Yay.
to 170. Thank you, Looney Tunes and Ranty Cat. I
Slotkin.
see you both contributing there.
Yay.
Looney Tunes update, 182 to 170.
Smith
Oh
of
boy.
Missouri.
Oh boy. The letter hack. I think McCarthy
Nay.
should have to read the votes himself.
Smith of Nebraska.
Yes.
Nay. Smith
Ugh,
of New
Pinkerbell, LOL, Trump is nothing if not
Nay.
hilarious. True.
Jersey. Smith of Washington.
Ranty Cat,
Yay.
184 to 175.
Smucker.
Oh, the lead is increasing
Nay.
for the Yays.
Sorensen.
Oh, this might be the end of McCarthy.
Yay.
185 to 175.
Soto.
Good God Almighty. Ranty Cat.
Yay. Spanberger.
Don't feel like you have to keep updating it
Sparks.
constantly as well. I do appreciate it, but I want you to enjoy yourself.
Nay.
And we're going to get
Stansberry.
a summary at the end
Yay.
as too. Ranty Cat 186 to 176. Oh boy.
Stanton.
B Cat and K. I could get
Yay.
behind Raskin for president.
Stauber.
Yes, me too.
Nay.
And I would not have said that
Steele.
5 years ago, 6 years ago. Funny enough, but I think he has had a political awakening,
Stefanik.
and
Nay.
on top of
Style.
his politics changing somewhat,
Nay.
he's
Stubbe.
demonstrated that he has a depth of personal
Nay.
strength that few people
Stevens.
have. Like truly,
Yay.
few soldiers have.
Strickland.
Few ER
Yay.
surgeons have.
Strong.
Few
Nay.
doulas have.
Swalwell.
He truly
Yay.
is an incredible
Sykes.
person, and I would of all the people I can think of right now who I would like
Sykes.
to run for president, I would put him in my top 5.
Yay.
And I don't even think his politics
Tenney.
totally align with mine, but could
Nay.
we work with him to
Tanadar.
get progressive
Yay.
legislation enacted, which is
Thompson
at
of
the end of the day
California.
really all I care about.
Yay.
And the answer to that, I think, is a
Thompson of
resounding yes. And I
Mississippi.
think him in the
Yay.
White House would simply make it more
Thompson
likely
of
that
Pennsylvania.
progressive legislation passes.
Nay. Tiffany.
I apologize,
Nay.
by the way, folks, for
Timmons.
the
Nay.
the hamburger meat that I'm
Titus.
displaying, but it's hotter than
Yay.
the devil's balls, and
Tlaib.
I've got to carry a
Yay. Takuda.
pretty significantly sized dog
Yay.
up and down steps every time she's got to
Tonko.
use the John. So sleeves are rolled up, and
Yay.
the tie is
Torres of
on
California.
standby.
Yay. Torres of New York. Yay.
Ranty Cat, I can't believe I'm doing this to you, but I do want to see 200 to 186, 203 to 186. Good God.
Trahan.
Anti-corporatist, sorry, I'm stuck on the phone. No worries, brother.
Trone.
Delighted that you're hanging around. Shade
Yay.
Dragon, I think it's likely.
Turner.
We're going to get back to that.
Nay.
Shade Dragon, I think it's likely
Underwood.
Trump was trying to make corporal punishment
Yay.
and the death penalty look better
Valadao.
by saying, well, it's better
Nay.
than being eaten by sharks. Like,
Van
was that
Drew.
on the table? Let me jump back up. Shade Dragon, would you rather die
No.
by getting eaten by sharks or electrocuted?
Van Dyne.
Sounds like a BuzzFeed poll of the cutting room floor,
Nay.
not a presidential policy platform.
Van Orden.
And then the second comment, yeah, agreed.
Nay.
Tinkerbell, Jake, you look great.
Vargas.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Vasquez.
Be for real. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
I
DC.
appreciate it, although I despise
Yay.
not wearing a jacket and tie
Velasquez.
in life. I don't care if I'm
Yes.
live or not. I put on a jacket and tie
Wagner.
most days. Ranty Cat 208 to 193.
Nay.
It's almost there.
Wahlberg. Nay. Waltz.
2056. He's done.
Nay.
Teasing about the typo with FG.
Wasserman
Heck yeah.
Schultz. Yay.
Wicked Foxy Dragon. I have a real
Waters.
irrational fear of being eaten by a shark.
Yay.
I don't think there is anything irrational
Watson
about that
Coleman.
fear. They'll eat you. Mars Falcon. What's the
Yay.
magic number? 213,
Weber of
214? I
Texas.
think it's 214. Ranty Cat 211 to 196.
Nay.
Mars Falcon 212
Webster
to
of
197. Good God Almighty. Two more.
Nay.
213.
Nay.
Oh.
Westerman.
Those are the nays though.
Nay. Wexton.
You know, I just realized I'm listening
Yay.
to this at a different time
Wild.
by like 10 seconds. Ranty Cat,
Yay.
214
Williams
to
of
198. I think that's the game, folks.
Yay. Williams of New York.
I'm going to switch to the big screen while I go verify with
Nay.
somebody who's got an
Williams
editor
of Texas.
looking over their shoulder.
Nay.
It's Dane Kelly.
Wilson of Florida.
Don't tell WDIV.
Yay. Wilson of South Carolina. Nay. Whitman. Nay. Womack.
No.
Nay. Yacom. Nay. Zinke. Nay. McCarthy. Nay.
McCarthy. Okay, well, looks like we're just going to find out live. My inside source, unsurprisingly, is working. So he's got to go do his own job. Fair enough. Where'd we finally get? I'm going to rely on my other inside source, which is the audience. You guys are savvy. Thank you. Ranty Cat, 216 to 206. Remember, we just need a majority. Oh. Turning up the volume again. Tinkerbell, wait.
House will be in order.
Yeah.
The clerk will now call the names of members that have not already been recorded.
And just for clarity, it's the leadership of the House includes or is a House member. So yeah, it's okay that he gets to vote. All right, let's see finally where this stood.
Bush. Bush.
She does really look like a principal who believes she's underpaid.
Kamek.
And he is underpaid.
Nay.
So is aware of the fact that she's underpaid. That's how I should have phrased it.
Okay, I've got Carter of Texas next.
An angry principal. There we go. Atticus. Yes,
Carter
of course. I don't want
Texas.
this dumb job anymore. Lars
Carter
Falcon. Now the
of
clown
Texas.
show begins. Oh yeah. Ranty Cat saying 216 to 208 appears to be the final vote. Let me just do some math. That's 230. That's 430.
Tony Gonzalez. Nay.
I'm an actual idiot. 434 people. No, 424?
Gooden of Texas.
Yeah. Present.
Gooden of Texas.
Oh, right. Mars Falcon, Cory Bush has COVID. That's right. PNC Bio, do they execute them at the end? No, they do that Game of Thrones thing, though, where they strip McCarthy naked and he's got to walk through the streets of Washington as a nun walks behind him saying shame over and over.
Luna.
Which,
Luna.
frankly, some people get into politics on the hope that that'll happen for sexual reasons. I don't know.
Mills.
I'm not exactly sure where I was going with that joke.
Nay.
Pinkerbell, math is hard. Yeah. Radical centrist. Anyone care to speculate which lunatic becomes speaker next? That's a
Pelosi.
great question. I'm going to take a
Pelosi.
Pelosi. What?
Peltola.
I'm going to take a
Peltola.
P, cat, and K. Humiliation kink. Yes, exactly. If I would have been able to think of the phrase, I would have done a better version of that joke. So, radical centrist asking, and I'll ask this to you. In fact, I'm going to make it a poll.
Sykes.
Are there other members in this body who have not been recorded or who wish to change their vote?
I just realized I can't make it a poll. My speculation, I'm actually there with Foxy. I do think Marjorie Taylor Greene. The MAGA folks do things based on how destructive they can be. the old-fashioned GOP are just dumb enough to think that they will appease the MAGA folks by appointing somebody who is one of them into a leadership position. So I think, honestly, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a real possibility. Another one would be anybody who was a traitor to the country but appears to be a traditional Republican. So your Pennsylvania Republicans, your Perrys and what have you, those types. I'm not saying that person specifically. I'm just saying that's the flavor I would expect them to choose. However, there remains a possibility, and I think regardless of who they pick, it's going to be with the understanding that this does not get repeated. So they change the policy. So it could truly be a centrist who Republicans and Democrats work together to put in place. But I don't know. I worry a little bit about
On this
that.
vote,
Here we go.
the yeas are 216. The nays are 210. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Boom! Bye-bye, bitch-ass. Kevin McCarthy is gonzo. He worked for literal years to become Speaker of the House. Years. He dedicated his career to that. It was his highest ambition, and he's gone, sucker. He is gone. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I'm so glad we got to check this out together. Oh, let's see what the wicked community has to say.
House will come to order.
I just saw the perfect
The chair lays before the House a communication.
We're going to read what you have to say.
The Honorable the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. This is to notify you that the first name on the letter received by the clerk pursuant to Clause 8B, 3B of Rule 1 is the Honorable Patrick T. McHenry of North Carolina. Signed sincerely, Kevin F. McCumber, Acting Clerk.
Pursuant to Clause 8B3 of Rule 1, I will now act as Speaker pro tem. The chair will inform the members of the House the following.
This nerd.
The office of the Speaker was rendered vacant pursuant to the adoption of House Resolution 757. Upon a vacancy in the office of Speaker, Clause 8B3 of Rule 1 provides that the next member on a list submitted by the Speaker, pursuant to the rule, acts as Speaker pro tem until the election of a new Speaker, and bestows the authorities of the office of Speaker upon the Speaker pro tem to the extent necessary and appropriate to that end. In the opinion of the chair, prior to proceeding to the election of a Speaker, it would be prudent to first recess for the relative caucus and conferences to meet and discuss the path forward. Accordingly, pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess subject to the call of the chair.
Woo! Boom! Nails it. Yeah! In the words of Steak Meaner, oh yeah! All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Good God. Dude. First of all, I apologize. Clearly, I'm broadcasting out of heaven. Second, Kevin McCarthy spent years and years trying to earn that job, trying to get that job. Doing anything but to earn it in the eyes of the people, but, tried to earn it in the eyes of the people he thinks matters, which is to say, the donors. it took him 15, 16 votes to be made Speaker. And then he was not able to hold on to it even for 1 year. Not even 1 year. Good. Fuck him. You know, he's a truly loathsome creature, Kevin McCarthy. I don't feel the slightest bit bad for this punk. This, ladies and I'm sorry, I used a word I'm not supposed to. But this is good and healthy. And just let them keep eating each other, frankly. I really want to read some of these comments because they are gold. Let me go back up. Where did I see Pinkerbell? Rex Trek, good to see you. Pinkerbell, I think, summed it up best. Well, son of a bitch, they did it. Yeah. Oh, good, we have ads inserted. PNC Bio, I'm being sarcastic. I have to do it, folks. The coffers are barren. All this nice stuff you see around me, just know none of it belongs to me. PNC Bio, green/Bobert 2024 ticket to ride. Yeehaw, motherfuckers, pow wow. Yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Shade Dragon, B-Cat, learned it in my previous marriage. Oh, never mind, I'm going to skip down a little bit. The letter hack, so no speaker for a few days. Yeah, we get some peace. Mars Falcon, best speaker we have had this entire Congress. Representative vacant. Pinkerbell, what a pathetic run McCarthy has had at this. Yes, genuinely sad. Jenny Jupiter, with a fantastic name, starting us off. Won't a new speaker not work with Democrats at all, and then the government will shut down in 43 days? I mean, the old speaker was that way. A new speaker might not. A new speaker, however, might also be somebody who the Democrats agree to. They might have no choice but to run somebody who is not planning, or to make a speaker out of somebody who's not planning on running in 2024, and just to say, like, you know what, I'd rather end my political career on a high note and be the speaker and get to say that I was speaker, and I'm going to work with Democrats. So here's what I would look for in a speaker. I would look for somebody from a purple state who is in a either red or purple district. And the idea will be that they are going to be looking at being a peacekeeping speaker. And either they're going to be very old and they're retiring soon, or they're going to run for a state-level position next, and they're going to be trying to appeal to the centrist crowd, if there is such a thing as a centrist Republican. Ranty Cat, where's Kevin? He's crying in the bathroom right now. Just give him a few minutes. It's let him have a good cry. Pinkerbell, honorable my ass. Yeah, agreed. And Rex, I don't know if I said it earlier. Hello, Boomer checking in, and toked. Yeah, this is the day for that. PNC Bio, how many votes was it to pick Kevin? The next couple of weeks is going to be wild. Yeah, I think it was 15. Maybe it was 16. Rex Track, look at Jake looking slightly disheveled. I'm liking it. Slightly is one hell of a charitable stipulation there. The letter hack, in theory, the Republicans could reelect McCarthy as speaker. They could, but, a lot of them just said he's got to go. I almost hope they do. Because, my God, the drama of it all. Radical centrist, it'll be Stefanik. Yeah, Mars Falcon saying Stefanik or Scalise, and then radical centrist saying it'll be Stefanik. I agree. I think that's, or rather, I think that's seems likely to me. And then in the next election, she's going to run for a state-level position. Or God help us, national. Gulf Coast Grit, Mike Lindell. Yeah. It's true. It literally could be somebody, I think, who is not even in the House. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh God, that's right, radical centrist, or it could be Trump. Yeah, but they at this point they need the Democrats. So unless they literally all go for Trump, God help me. Let me just show you this real quick. It's not going to thrill you, but further live coverage is expected. So yeah, they might pick somebody new. They may indeed. Rex Trek, Trump and the Republicans have become an existential threat to our nation and Constitution. Yeah, they have. I mean, we really have to start treating them like what they are, which is to say criminals. And I don't just mean the J6ers. I don't just mean, I'm going to cut a wrestling promo. I don't just mean the J6ers. I don't just mean the people assisting the J6ers. I mean every Republican. The Republican Party is a criminal organization. The absolute least guilty Republican are the ones who are aware of crime and simply choose not to report it. That still makes you an accomplice. But they are criminals. It's a criminal organization, and we need to treat them as such. Membership in the Republican Party should be looked at as gang membership. Doesn't mean you've done something illegal, but there's reasonable suspicion right there by itself. Why am I saying that? Go through the entire history of the Republican Party. Look at literally any year they have existed since the 60s, let me say that. And they are doing criminal acts in their structure. They're set up to do criminal acts. They literally had a judge tell them that if they don't agree to swear off hosting or having poll watchers, that they would be taken to court for voter intimidation, because their poll watchers were literally armed people there to intimidate people, to bully people away from what? Voting. They're a criminal organization. And we're simply seeing what happens when you allow a group of criminals to exist as a political party for 30, 40, 50 years. They have a group of constituents which expect them to act like criminals, and eventually they Valentine's Day massacre each other. Rex Trek, Trump and the Republicans, yep, said that, going down. Mars Falcon, got a news flash for the right wing. Jesus H. Christ would never vote for any of you. He'd actively campaign against you. Yes, 100%. Shade Dragon, they're criminals. They're also absurd. They need to know, we know, they're not even close to being serious people. Yes. True, Shade Dragon, yes. Mars Falcon, there's a group of Republicans huddled and praying on the House floor, some of them in tears, not even joking. Ha! Yes. Tao and Jack, wow, holy cow, McCarthy is gone. I think I'm going to release a video which is a tribute to McCarthy's reign as Speaker of the House, and it's going to be like 3 seconds or like 15 seconds long. It'll be like a 7-second intro, 2 seconds of him like clearing his throat at the microphone, and then 5 seconds of the word Finn on screen. Oh, God. Mars Falcon, excuse me, let me jump back up. Shade Dragon, oh, excuse me, oh, that's what I was looking for. PNC Bio, Boebert would make an awesome speaker. Maybe all the HJs would make them more likely to keep the speakership. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Look, if she's there working for her constituents, then I got nothing against it. You know? You do what you got to do. Your old pal Jake gets elected. I'll bring my mouthwash and my rubber gloves, and we'll get things done in Congress. Well, on that low note, I'm going to run around the backyard here with an American flag wrapped around my shoulders. I'm going to jump on to various social medias and really, really kick the Christ out of McCarthy while he's down. And I encourage you all to laugh at him as well, because by God, he's earned it. If they come back, I may as well. But I thank you all for joining me today, especially Ranty Cat, thank you, and Looney Tunes. Thank you both, and Mars Falcon for that matter. Thank you all for keeping the score like you did. That made it a hell of a lot easier for your old pal Jake. And whatever devil they put in McCarthy's place will be equally as evil, but in a different way. And regardless, just know that we scored a major victory here today. Why? Because America sees what clowns the Republicans are. This has been WYCD Wicked. That stands for What You Can Do. And my name's Jake.